Recently, Kent and I conducted a hunt over in South Africa, and I posted a picture of a mountain zebra that I harvested legally and ethically. Although the majority of hunters provided gracious and congratulatory comments, there was a segment of the hunters that personally attacked the post, even going to the extent of calling me a poacher or a killer of endangered species.
The 6 topics we want to cover here are conservation management tools, economy, culture, legal hunts, the meat argument, and of course, supporting each other as hunters.
Thanks, Kent. I have spent the majority of my career as a research and management biologist. Wildlife regulators heavily rely on hunting as a tool to help meet management strategies. These strategies focus on the health of populations and the land that it exists on. As a manager, we use hunting to help maintain populations, control predator-prey relationships, and also make sure that the impacts on the land are at a sustainable level. Although we support using hunting to obtain game meat, it's not our primary goal as wildlife managers. Since humans have started impacting the land via development, we have had to step into the role of managing our lands for the betterment of wildlife. Our objective is to maintain a healthy balance that results in a healthy environment. We understand that not all hunts are meat hunts, but instead are hunts to help obtain balance. Hunters are absolutely key to helping us achieve those objectives.
The economy produced by the hunting industry is vast, not only in North America, but worldwide. As hunters, the fact that we purchase licenses, tags, trophy fees, etc. help drive the actual management and conservation of the resource is crucial. But in addition, as hunters, we also pay for equipment, clothing, not to mention the payments to outfitters, guides, and taxidermists. In some areas, like South Africa, it's a major economy, providing not only jobs for the outfitters, but for thousands of local people who wouldn't have a job or food or even a place to live if it weren't for people like you and me spending our hard-earned money in their country.
Culture is about telling people they need to open their eyes to the world. Most importantly, understand that North America does not set the standard for hunting. We are all raised with deer, moose, turkey being our standard wild game food sources, and we have designated other species as pets. However, other cultures and parts of the world view things very, very differently. An example is India looks at the cow as sacred. Peru and Central America consider the guinea pig a staple food source. Belgium, Chile, Iceland, Kazakhstan, they consider horse a major protein. However, why is it that in North America we feel that we can disrespect other cultures just because we designate something as a pet or an undesirable species to obtain? Although you may only think your comment is targeted to the individual posting, the reality is the world is watching. And you're offending those other cultures who are doing no different than you, which is harvesting the animals they have always relied on.
Thanks, Dean. And now a look at legal and ethical hunts. All countries have some level of management in place with people who have an amazing amount of education who help develop the rules and regulations to conserve, protect, and manage our natural resources. Now, some of these places are better than others. However, it's still a management system in place to regulate hunting. If a person legally harvests an animal, no matter what the species is, it's a legal hunt. In addition, if that person respects the animal, the land, the method of harvest, then it's also an ethical hunt. Therefore, the hunter is conducting a legal and ethical hunt. I have seen tons of hunters posting pictures of various species from around the world. And as long as it was legal and ethical hunt, I always post my congrats to those individuals. There are certain species, for personal reasons, I am not interested in harvesting, so I will never hunt them. However, that is a personal choice. Therefore, I will not impose my personal choice on others, and instead I will respect their personal choice and want them to respect mine. Hence why I always congrat any hunter who harvests a legal and ethical species.
I fully understand that the main purpose of hunting from the beginning of time is to provide sustenance. However, let's look further into this. Is our role as hunters strictly to provide meat for ourselves? No. It absolutely irritates me every time someone posts a picture that a keyboard warrior comes out of the woodwork and starts saying things like, "Did you eat the meat?" or "I only shoot what I'm going to eat." Those types of comments and people obviously do not understand the culture or role of hunting. It is a very narrow-minded view of the world. So here's my scenario to you meat commenters. Have you ever purchased domestic meat? Guess what? Someone else raised that animal, someone else killed and butchered that animal, and then finally you went to the store and benefited by eating the animal. Hunters from the beginning of time have provided for people. But we should also not lose the big picture either on the meat argument. If it was not for hunters, there would be no management and conservation dollars, no guide outfitting industry, no sporting goods sector, no other related jobs such as skinners, trackers, wranglers, camp cooks, taxidermists. So is a hunter's only role to get meat for themselves? Wake up, of course not.
Finally, our last topic is how to support each other as hunters. It's sad that we need to develop this video, not because of anti-hunters, but instead because of negative feedback of other hunters. As a matter of fact, since we started the TV show, the vast majority of negative comments, even personal attacks, have not come from anti-hunters, instead from hunters from various other places in North America that feel the need to spread their personal opinion or decisions on our legal and ethical hunting choices. I see this all the time, especially on social media formats and groups on almost a daily to weekly basis. And those who want to state negative comments to other legal and ethical hunters, shame on you for that. If anyone does not understand the true role of hunting, it's those hunters who want to bully the other legal and ethical hunters simply because they made a choice that they do not want to do. I am so very proud to say that I support all hunters who have conducted legal and ethical hunts, even if it's a species I choose not to hunt or a style of hunt I choose not to do. I respect other cultures, geographical areas, hunting practices, food sources, etc. Why? Simply put, because I fully understand the big picture on a world scale.
Now, taking into consideration all of the topics that we have discussed, as legal and ethical hunters, we need to support each other.
So come on, hunting community, we have to stand together and support each other.